Can we talk about the Glen Powell Batman rumors? Because I know we're both like huge fans. What are your thoughts on that? Is it just he decided to follow people on Instagram, or is there more to this?
I'm glad you saw this too, because I didn't even confirm if it was real or not. So
I think it was, because I saw multiple legit, quote unquote, legitimate accounts report it, and so seems real, maybe.
it's interesting. I would not have gone Batman for him, but I did think about this the other night before going to bed. That's when I usually think about Glen Powell. And I was just thinking to myself, I think, and I don't know why, maybe you can help me, DCU makes more sense for this guy, I think.
Okay.
And maybe I don't know what that means until we get our first DCU movie. But I was thinking more like a Green Lantern for him.
I was too.
It could be multiple. Booster Gold. We've seen Kumail Nanjiani is floating out there as Booster Gold, but I don't know if that's been confirmed or not. But Batman, I would love to see him as Batman. I don't know if I'm wanting to see him as Batman. I would be curious as hell, but it's not like, and I love Glen Powell, it's not like I thought of him as Batman. It's not like I still don't prefer like a Gyllenhaal, but Glen Powell also recently came out and said that he didn't want to play superhero. So
He did.
I think that maybe James Gunn's DCU could find a way to make him feel better about it. I don't know how or why, because I think when people say I don't want to play a superhero, I think they're talking about in the MCU.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how to quantify it. Maybe it's the idea of like signing your life away for multiple projects and you don't always have creative license. So maybe James Gunn, what he's doing with his new universe is going to change how actors come in and out of that. So I don't know. I'm still trying to work all that out. But curious, but not like overwhelmingly excited. What about you?
We could also look at that as a swerve, right? And I can't remember if he was actually asked that question or if he just decided to say, hey, superhero movies, while he's signing the contract in the background.
Yeah.
Because, if this is legitimately the case, he's known about this for a while now. It would also be funny because both he and Corn Sweat were in Twisters together. And so
That's true.
There was recently a story that came out. Everybody was fired up about Corn Sweat getting announced as Superman. It'd be funny if Glen Powell was secretly in the background going, hey, buddy, I'm Batman. That being said, not my first choice for Batman. That's nothing against Powell, but even the way he acts in Twisters, I'm like, oh, that's Hal Jordan. That's what I feel when I'm watching Glen Powell in Twisters.
Yeah.
But the good thing about Glen Powell is I feel like this guy has endless amounts of range. And so maybe a Bruce Wayne-like character is that side of him that we just haven't seen yet, and he can probably do it. I think he would do a great job with it. And I also think of, Christian Bale being announced as Bruce Wayne for the first time. And some people, and this is just based on what I've seen. I wasn't there at the time. I was very young. I wasn't paying attention. But apparently some people were like, Christian Bale, it feels like he'd fit as a different character, but not necessarily Bruce Wayne. That's the same feeling I get with Glen Powell. But when I really start to think about it, all you need is an incredibly talented and good-looking actor. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Glen Powell, that's like, if you look that up in the dictionary, Glen Powell's face is going to be next to it. An incredibly talented and good-looking actor. That guy, that's it. Right.
You need a chin, which he's got a chin, and
he's got the chin, man.
You need darker hair, which I haven't seen him in darker hair, except when he wears a wig in Hitman. But
sure,
we can get there in 2 seconds. But it's just weird because here's my mindset to better understand this. I'm watching Twisters, or I'm watching Hitman, or I'm watching Top Gun Maverick, and I'm waiting for him to play a football coach. It's like That's my guy, Glen Powell. I'm like his next movie, he's gonna play a football coach. That's what I think of him. So to go from that to Batman, I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah, maybe it works. I don't know.
Well, and it is. I mean, it's if you want someone right now that's going to almost be a contrast to Robert Pattinson, just feel so different, because this
True.
Batman would be, Pattinson's very dark, very to himself. He's kind of got the like emo thing, the emo look going on. His backstory is very dark and tragic. Same thing applies to this version of Batman, but I feel like James Gunn's Batman is going to be lighter, maybe a bit brighter, maybe more like what they try to do with Ben Affleck in The Flash, except hopefully way better quality than Batman that we got in The Flash, but more comic booky. And so I'm actually more excited to see his version of Bruce Wayne compared to Robert Pattinson's Bruce Wayne, because I feel like Glen Powell, you're going to already have him, what does Tony Stark say, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist. He's going to be all that and more. And so I think that excites me, seeing his Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, that is fun to think about. But do you buy him as a father yet? Because that's what the Brave and the Bold's going to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't, and maybe it's just because he has that youthful feel, exuberance about him, but I think he could do it. I mean, dude, I don't even buy myself as a father, but I am, I think
that's true. You know what? That's a good point.
Right? It's weird, right? Because I don't look and feel, but I think he could do it, man. I think he could pull it off.
Yeah. There's an alternate universe, and I don't think Glen Powell is going to do this, but there's an alternate universe where he does the kind of movies like a certain Chris is doing. And I was watching the Red One trailer, and I was like, one false move, and this is Glen Powell.
Oh, God.
Like,
Don't say that.
I hope Glen Powell, like, you need to play like a Black Ops guy. You need to play a football coach. Let's get you in the last Mission Impossible for some reason. Like, that's what he needs to be doing. Don't go anywhere near Dwayne Johnson. Don't go anywhere near Vin Diesel. Stay away. Don't go anywhere near Expendables 5.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't do it. Don't do it.
Take notes from. It seems like he's taking a lot of notes from Mr. Cruise, and so if you're taking notes from Mr. Cruise, even though I don't know if Tom Cruise would ever do a superhero movie, he's kind of doing that with Mission Impossible. I just feel like his career trajectory is a beautiful combination of Matthew McConaughey and Tom Cruise, and that's really exciting. That, to me, that is like, we could be looking at one of the coolest movie stars ever if that happens. So I'm excited to see it, and I think Batman would just take that to another level, which is awesome.
I think Tom Cruise will be in a superhero movie when Mission Impossible is behind him.
Maybe. I'd like to see it.
I don't think it'll be the biggest deal, but I think it'll be something like Redford and Winter Soldier, probably, where he plays a fun character for a movie, and then that way he can say he's got his beak wet. But I think it'll happen eventually for sure.
If we want to make Jon Stewart the more, which Green Lantern, it's going to be a TV show. I don't think he'd do that. But if we want to make Jon Stewart the younger Lantern, I could really see Tom Cruise as an older Hal Jordan. I could really see that.
Yeah.
And so that would be be the mentor to a younger Jon Stewart type character. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, who knows? Tom Cruise loved Andy Muschietti's The Flash, so maybe he'll jump at the chance to.
You're right.
Anyway, that was a fun conversation. I didn't even know we were going to have it. How fun.
Mm-hmm. The best.